All right. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, on Closing Bell. My name is Fausto Pugliese, president and founder of Cyber Trading University. I'd like to thank everybody for coming here for a wonderful day. It is June 10th. Hopefully everybody's enjoying their Tuesday. Summer is here. Been a lot of great action. One very interesting thing I like to kind of mention is like we're getting so close to 17,000. We're not breaking it, so it's been quite exciting. But I always kind of tell everyone, don't ever believe what the Dow Jones is. It's an artificial number. It's 40 stocks that make up over 10,000 of the New York Stock Exchange. So some people are kind of skeptical and says, the Dow can't be this high. It can't be this high. It's impossible. Mark, the economy is doing bad and this and that. You know what? One thing you're going to learn, including with today's presenters like Don, Don's going to come on from tradeMONSTER, and you can talk to Greg. Dermot's going to be coming on from Cyber Trading University right after him. As traders, we don't care what's going on at the market. All we care about is making money. As long as we got volatility, that's all we care about. So I want to bring in our first guest that's going to be coming in. We have a 2-hour presentation today. Dr. Don Pratl, I know him very well. He's been on Cyber Trading University's Closing Bell several times. He's also Director of Education of tradeMONSTER. Now, tradeMONSTER was just ranked by Barron's as best for option traders in the past 5 years in a row. So to always like to read up on that, to always get to know who is going to mentor you, and there's no better place than tradeMONSTER. I personally am going to be doing a speaking. I don't know anyone here is going to be joining us, but I will be in Las Vegas for the big conference for the tradeMONSTER event, OptionMONSTER event with the Nigerians, which starts on Friday and Saturday. I know Don's going to mention that also. So I don't know if anybody had an opportunity to book their hotels and plane tickets, but look forward to seeing you all there. It's going to be a very, very big event. Great opportunity for a great 2 days. But that's Friday, and this is today. So today we're just going to be focusing on options, and today's options event is going to be talking about options in Greek and black schoolie models, and then also with Greg McDermott, going to come on at 5:30. So without further ado, let me just pass over the microphone to Don. Don, the stage is all yours.
Thanks, Fausto. It's great to be back with your Closing Bell program. I always enjoy the crowds with Cyber Trading University. They've been very challenging questions from time to time, and I want everybody to know that if you have a question, just pop it into that chat panel. I'll be happy to get after it whenever I can throughout the presentation. I work alone here, so I'll get to those questions for you. I do consider this to be an interactive seminar, since what I'm presenting to you is the tradeMONSTER trading platform, not some trading strategy. I'll leave that for Greg for later, but we'll be able to give you a kind of a snapshot of option Greeks and the Black-Scholes model, and how they help you create risk profiles on the trading platform. So I'll be happy to introduce that topic for Greg before he gets started. I want to share my screen because the star of the show is not me. It is certainly the tradeMONSTER platform. I do want to say, yes, we're very excited to be, that Fausto is going to join us this weekend out in Las Vegas at the beautiful Bellagio for the Invest Like a Monster conference. And let me. I want to bring that up first so I don't forget. I don't have anything to give you where this is concerned, but the Invest Like a Monster conference is the first conference we've had this year. We used to have them quarterly. We've decided to spread them out a little bit. John and Pete Nigerian will talk to you about how to beat the odds. I won't let that video run, but it takes a nice view around a couple of different clubs in Las Vegas. You can see the agenda here. Our CEO of tradeMONSTER will begin Friday at 11 or roughly 12:30, I guess, and then we'll go into some ways to find better trading ideas, and then the folks, Ron Ianieri and the other coaches from OptionMONSTER Education will take on the rest of the afternoon. The big day is, of course, the Saturday presentation. Dan Fitzpatrick, John Thomas, Mark Chaikin, Joe Cunningham, Dr. J, Fausto, and Jeff Mackey will provide you with a celebrity-filled morning and afternoon of options trading. My presentation takes place around 11:30 during the lunch break, where we'll be demonstrating the platform in person at the Bellagio. So I'm looking forward to the weekend. At any rate, that is not what we came to talk about today. I want to welcome you to tradeMONSTER, and I want to let you know that we're really happy that you are considering or looking at tradeMONSTER in terms of becoming your investment venue. Our platform is uniquely designed for folks like you who want to take their trading to the next level. We've built tradeMONSTER to help you get there by offering what we think is a smarter tool set. Some built-in investing discipline, providing you with valuable education, competitive pricing, and knowledgeable service. Now, what we want to cover today, I want to show you three primary things. First of all, I'm going to talk to you about how to open an account and what the other features are that are in front of the firewall. So you can treat our trading platform, you can treat our website like an educational page, how you can utilize our trading tools to use our trade cycle process to make it easy to follow the same trading discipline that professionals follow. And then we'll talk about some of the risk tools that are in the trading platform. Why would you want to use tradeMONSTER as your broker? Well, we've been named by Barron's as the best for option traders for the past 5 years. And we think our trading platform is a powerful tool for active stock and option traders who demand professional-grade online trading tools, great customer support, and a very extensive and ongoing investment education tool. We talked about the platform, and let me show you some of the trading tools before we go in. Actually, what I would like to talk to you about is our trade cycle, and we'll do it in that order. Here is the trade cycle. Every investor has a trading process. You should have a trading process also. You should be proactive. You've begun to take control of your financial destiny. Perhaps you already are a successful trader. But many top trading educators say that successful trading and investing requires a systematic approach that you follow every single time you make an investment decision. Other brokers haven't made it easy to do that, since this is kind of wired into our DNA here at tradeMONSTER. So we ask, when we talk about in live sessions, I can see everybody's eyes glaze over. I can't see your eyes glazing over, but they probably are, because I'm talking about doing your homework with research tools. Our research tools provide you with technical and fundamental data. We make it easy for you to look through corporate spreadsheets and financials, earnings, dividend history, etc. Various ratios that can help you identify a stock that's a good candidate for your trading. We also have what we think is very workmanlike technical analysis tools that will allow you to identify trading patterns, moving averages. You'll get streaming news on our trading platform, option chains that are quite interactive, an outstanding order ticket that helps you place your trades, and the ability to find live volatility metrics in Greeks, which is, we'll save that till later because that's where Greg is going to leap off. Once you've done some homework and identified a stock name, I mean, everybody's neighbor, barber, bartender, waitress, everyone, your brother-in-law, sister-in-law, they might have a stock for you, but you still need to research that stock. We often find ourselves in investments that we wish we didn't. Once we've done our homework and made sure that this is the right name, the right listing that we'd like to trade, we have to find a strategy. We've got two primary tools that can help you set up an option strategy very quickly. The spread maker, which is one of our trademark tools at the bottom, it allows you to choose a predefined strategy or build your own from scratch. It's very easy to add and delete option legs on the with the trade tool. You can change your expiration dates and strike prices to customize your order any way you like. You can find an optimal trade with our Strategy Seek tool, and it's another tradeMONSTER exclusive that takes your stock forecast and your own risk priorities and then matches them up with optimized trading strategies. You know, if you could make a million different calculations to analyze a trading strategy before choosing the right one, wouldn't you do it? Well, most of us can't. I certainly can't, but the trading platform does that for you. Once you have a strategy in mind, you've got a market outlook, you've got an idea, a direction you'd like to go to capitalize on that idea, you can test that strategy in our Trade Lab. One of the coolest features of the trading platform is the risk profile, and it'll come up on one of these grids. There's the risk profile. As you scroll your cursor, move your cursor along that risk graph, you will get at various price points the theoretical price of the option that you're talking about, and that will allow you to okay, I think I'm projecting. Did everybody hear me? Somebody's just asking me about sound. I don't know. I'll put her in the okay, very good, thanks. So once you can test the strategy, finding out using the snapshot analysis to see the probabilities and your risk-reward ratio, determine your break-even points, your max gain, your max loss. With our spectral analysis tool, you can visually plot the potential profit and loss of your strategy and how they change as the underlying stock and volatilities change and time passes. Spectral analysis is a heat map that provides you with a unique vision of your trade to help you achieve your goals. Once you've set up identified a strategy that you'd like to log into or like to create, you can execute that trade using our order ticket. The tradeMONSTER order ticket will allow you to automate an exit plan with bracket orders and stage orders for times that you can't watch the markets, trigger one order based on what another symbol was doing, trigger an order after another order fills, set trailing stops, hide total order sizes from the market, and keep orders active for various lengths of time. You can do all of this with the vast array of order execution features that are available in the order entry screen. You can plan your exit. Once you have a position in place, you can set up, lock in your gains or minimize potential losses by creating an exit plan. And it's pretty easy. Guy Adami, one of our OptionMONSTER contributors, and he's also a CNBC superstar. He has been in a number of webinars where I've heard him say, and public presentations where I've heard him say, don't get into a trade without knowing when you're going to get out. The reason he says that, and if the quote would continue on, is that, these are just numbers and letters, and you shouldn't fall in love with them. So make sure that you pick out where you want to exit the trade ahead of time. Now, Vicki has a question about our recent announcement that Option House and tradeMONSTER are going to merge. Now, what we believe that we'll have, that our tools will remain, and certainly will probably be upgraded in a number of ways. We're all, and both parties are very, very optimistic and very excited about this new partnership that we're going into, this merger with Option House. So thanks for bringing that up. There's not a lot I can say about it because actually it's very early in the process. The principals have all announced that this should close by the end of the summer, our deal, somewhat by the end of September, and we'll all have a clearer picture of what this will entail in terms of specifics, like what kind of tools will remain. But we believe that we're going to have a much better, everything will be better is my goal here, just to let you know, and we're very excited about this. So we plan our exit. That's the next part of the trade cycle. And then Adjust tool, which is another of our trademarked tools on the trading screen. You've got a trade, and you put it on. Time passes, the market moves, volatility changes. The position could be a winner, or it might be a loser, or it might be borderline. But you might want to adjust the position rather than take it out completely. You just pick a desired action, rolling an option out to a more distant month, changing a strike price. An adjust trade will create the order that you need to create to get you there, and it will. So you'll have a lot of help even with the trading platform. So those are the 6 points of the trade cycle. Do your homework, find a strategy, test that strategy, execute your trade, plan your exit, and adjust those strategies as needed. And you'll be able to do that very easily using the tradeMONSTER platform. Another item that I wanted to talk to you about before I moved into the trading platform is our pricing. All stock trades are $4.95 per trade, whether it's 100 shares or 1,000 shares, or if you'd like to launch a hostile takeover, it's $4.95 per ticket. That's it. Options trade at 50 cents a contract, subject to a $12.50 minimum. Not $12.50 plus 50 cents a contract. It's either 50 cents a contract, subject to a $12.50 minimum. Are we a direct access broker, meaning do we send your order straight to the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ? The answer is we send your order to the venue that allows you to get filled the fastest and best. I'm not exactly sure if we're talking about semantics. We have routers that route your orders, your option orders and your stock orders to that venue that gets you filled fastest. I'll let Fausto deal with that. He certainly, I know I've heard him say that a number of times. We think our routers work pretty well for our customers. So options trade at 50 cents a contract, subject to a $12.50 broker. And if you're trading a spread order, a complex order, more than one leg on your order, 50 cents or $15 is the minimum, subject to a 50-cent per contract. So it's 50 cents per contract, subject to a $15 minimum for spreads. Now, as you can see, if you trade in large amounts in any given month, most of us don't, won't meet that 10,000 contract per month threshold. But if you traded at higher levels, you can see where your costs per trade will go lower. Futures are $1.50 per contract plus exchange fees per side. Options on futures, $1.50 per contract per side. Mutual funds are $15 per purchase, and there's no fee for you to sell. Bonds that you can also trade municipal, corporate, agency, and treasury bonds on this tradeMONSTER platform, and that's $15 plus $1 per bond. Minimum account opening balance so that you have a margin account in place is $2,000 in cash and or other securities. These are some of the other fees that come along when you're managing your account. 144 sales, transferring out, ACH returns, meaning you set up a funding arrangement with your bank and they actually recall a deposit. There has a fee. There's a certificate deposit if you send us a certificate. That's got a fee assigned to it, etc. So you can read the list. These are the items that will pertain to your managing your account, not for trading. Trading, you'll pay commissions plus whatever exchange costs you, whatever the exchange fee is on a ticket. Now, in this case, we have our education tab here. By clicking on the education tab, you can see our own webinar schedule that's pretty full for the rest of June. Some great events that are upcoming, including my tradeMONSTER mentor sessions. The archived webinars, we date back a few years worth, actually 4 years worth of webinars. They're in our library. It's very extensive, so you have the ability to go back in time and find a topic that might be relevant to the kind of research that you're doing. in our archived webinar library. A good, what I wanted to point something out, and we'll do that in a second. So this is the education tab. These are the items. If you need anything with the platform, you can go through your from beginning, intermediate to advanced education, a number of different categories of videos, educational videos that will help you begin to manage the tradeMONSTER platform. So we never leave you. You may leave this webinar and not know exactly how I explain something, but you can find the answer here on the under the education tab. So if you were an account holder, you could log in here, right there, by pressing the log in now to trade. I've already taken that liberty, and I'm in one of my accounts. Now, you'll be able to manage each of your accounts by pressing on the account tab, where you can examine all the various accounts that you have access to. You can set up funding for those accounts. So we have there is 5 easy ways to fund your account. You can wire funds in. You can send us a check and write and mail a check for deposit. You can transfer an existing account or accounts using including from a 401k for another brokerage house. You can deposit stock certificates in your account, and you can link your bank account to fund your tradeMONSTER account using an ACH link or automated clearinghouse link. There's a $10,000 per day limit on those kind of deposits. Now, there's no need for you to contact a broker once you send in the transfer form to tradeMONSTER. At that point, we'll take care of your transfer process, and any 401k rollovers are initiated by contacting your plan administrator. So these are the ways that you can fund your account. You can, in order to open a futures account, and I can show you a quick look at what the futures trading platform looks like. But you can fund your future, or you have to begin the futures application here under this window, and then you'll have access to it when we log in. A good many of our features on the tradeMONSTER platform, believe it or not, came to us from our customers. And by clicking on the feedback form, you can explain to us, by filling in the blank on this fill in the blank sentence. I would love it if you would, and then enter your idea, a new feature, fix a bug, or actually we've left out the part about, hey, you can just complain to us here. And you can see that we interact and react to this, to the feedback form every day, and we stay in contact with you. We give you, a status on these different things. You can see I'm in here responding to someone there on a couple of their issues. So the feedback forum, we're very democratic here at tradeMONSTER. I don't mean that in a, any political way, kind of the generic way. You probably noticed I have a PhD. My PhD is in organization and management. So I'm able to pontificate on organizational behavior and the way things are done. And we think that our democratic method of introducing new features is a great way to do things. Now, if I wanted to launch the trading platform, what would I do? Well, I would simply press that one there, launch the trade application. I've already launched my trade screen, and I want to bring it over for you. Ooh. So here's the welcome to the tradeMONSTER platform. As you can see, this is we have 3 main tabs at the top in the middle that allow us to for overview purposes. The trading tab allows you to find a quote on a given stock, set up a chart, take a look at the options chain, and use our strategy seek in addition to buying and selling a security. The Markets tab takes care of our live action, market view, watch list, and news, fund center, and calendar feeds. The Account tab takes care of the orders, positions, messages, the summary, which is the page we're on, and the performance, also your history. Vicki has a question, are you fully web-based or does anything need to be downloaded? That's a great question. We think one of the best features of the tradeMONSTER platform in general is that it's fully web-based. Nothing needs to be downloaded. You can, we're fully mobile. We have a mobile platform that I'm not demonstrating from today. This is a desktop version of our platform. So we have the iPad and tablet form for our mobile platform. We also have mobile phone app for iPhones, and so you can download those apps as well. Now you'll notice that the screen is in black and gunmetal gray. I have the ability. One of the easily most popular customizable features was we heard people at the beginning of tradeMONSTER 5 years ago telling us, why is it so dark? I have trouble seeing it. So we have, by clicking here at the top, here on that little icon, no, that's not a very good circle. Let me make it better. So here, there, on this icon, that little cogwheel, you click on that, and this dialog box opens. In the menu on the left, you click themes, and you have the ability to turn that background white. You can also make the font bigger. So I can take a vote right now. Which is it, the original background or the white background? We can go from for the rest of the time here. Vicki's first with white. Going once, going twice. All right, so we'll go over to the white side, white platform, so is Michael. Okay, great. I'm going to beef up the font a little bit. Maybe I have one more jolt in me. Okay, there we go. And we're going to save these changes. You should see a pretty nice difference here. You can trade futures on the same platform, and I can demonstrate that momentarily. All right, so here's the white trading background with blue, mostly blue and light gray font. That should help us. Now, you can choose a screen layout. You don't need to stay with the two side rails in the main workspace. You can offset it to the left, offset to the right, or put less data on the screen and use the whole middle section of the screen for working. So the top stays locked, as you can see, and you'll be able to move some of that data behind the top space. Now, notice we've been into this for a while. I haven't talked about trading at all. If you ever want to make a stock trade, at any time you have a stock quote, you just click on it and a dialog window opens. You have a detailed quote here. You can look for you have the quote Microsoft. That's not necessary. You could simulate an order for Microsoft. You could set up go straight to the Microsoft chart page, look at technical events that are prevailing at the current time in Microsoft, take a look at an options chain, or go into the strategy sheet page from this dialog box. Now, when you make an order, or set up an order, you can add a note to it. You know, in this case, this could be, I did this during a demo. And there's my note. I'm going in, I want to place an order. Now, one of the cool things, in the demo account, I can trade in the extended hours by going into the time and force, extended hours plus, or the day plus extended hours. So we know the market's still open. The New York Stock Exchange has closed. I'm clicking confirm. I'm going, you can see I have the EXT here. and I'm sending that order off. Oh, I think I just missed our access. I'm sorry about that. That would have been slick. Anyway, my order will pop in. It will stay here. So I have an open order that's queued up to buy 1,000 shares at 41.10, and I can cancel that. And it went away right away. Okay, so as we view the quote screen, you can see on the left-hand side, this is what we talked about doing our homework. We have technical analysis, price momentum, price and volatility chart. We have a 1-year chart. We can make it a 3-day chart, 5-day chart, a 1-day, 3-month, and 1 year. We can see the implied and historical volatility charts just below that, falling in line with more technical analysis. Here's our news feed for Microsoft today. All the articles that we picked up during the course of the day that included Microsoft in the copy is shown here. You can fold these up to get that out of the way. You can look at the depth view. We can see we're not picking up any quotes. This is where they went out at night or tonight. So the various exchanges where Microsoft was working in the after hours, you can see the different prices. Now, this is not to be confused with the level 2 quotes from NASDAQ. However, we think that the depth view allows you to see where stocks are trading, all the various ECNs and ETNs, and you have the ability to make sure of what your price should be when you place your order. If we closed up the depth view, we could see underneath that time and sales. These are today's time and sales. It'll be all through. You'll be able to scroll back to the open this morning. You could look at today and retrieve any price, from any pricing range. You can go back to yesterday, which would be Monday, and of course go 2 days ago back to Friday. Now, it used to take an act of Congress to get time and sales report from different exchange cores over at the CBOE. You'd need to make a request in writing to get time and sales from a specific date. Here we are. We're able to provide it for you right on your trading screen. So we hope that these are tools that will assist you in your trading very well. Now, on the right-hand side of the screen, we have what we call our fundamental report card, and it's really helpful in terms of establishing your horizon for a given stock. This relative grading system is a proprietary system for assisting in the understanding of fundamental stock data and gaining insight in how that data might compare to the fundamental data of other stocks. The system uses available data on over 5,000 stocks, so please note that not all data is available for every stock. Also note that the system is not intended to yield buy or sell signals or recommendations, but it gives you a specific set of comparisons that you can use along with other analysis. The relative grading system presents 3 types of data: numeric percentage rankings for individual pieces of data. So, and we phrase these in questions. So how good are the financials? What is the earnings track record? How expensive is the stock? And if those hit your sweet spot for the type of research that you're doing, you'll be able to find the answers by going into the More window. We'll do that in a second. You can find average relative rating guides. And the tradeMONSTER overall rating is calculated using a 2-step process if sufficient data is available. First, the available average, that's the relative ranking of A here for tradeMONSTER, for Microsoft, is the relative ranking themselves are averaged into one single rating, and then those ratings are ranked so that an overall ranking can be determined and then assigned a grade according to a scale that we've put together. So at an A grade, it's not the highest grade, but it's higher. It's between 85% and 95% of stocks in this industry. So the sector is technology. The industry is software. What does the company do? Well, everybody knows what Microsoft does, but you may not know it on this level. You can get a company profile, the company address, web links that you need to contact any number of category areas in Microsoft. You'll get a look at the names of the officers and how long they've been in place and what their titles are at Microsoft. You can even look for a job at Microsoft if you want. Be a softie. We're not monster.com, but we are tradeMONSTER, but we still help you get connected to the job marketplace. So how good are the financials? Here's the brief on it. For the 9 months ended March 31st, 2014, Microsoft revenues increased 9%. That's pretty good. So you'll be able to do some of this on your own. The next little tab, the next tab over under the trading tab, the next part of the menu here is the chart. Now, this popped up with an area chart because that's the way I was looking at this before you came along today into this webinar. We can set up any number of charts. Most folks tend to go with candlestick charts or candles. We can also make this a line chart, an area as I had it, or just a bar chart. You can get more data on a bar chart. Some people really do like that, although it's not very colorful. Now, how do we, what kind of studies do I have on there? You can see, I want to set up my display to show you some of our features. So you can display the company earnings, dividends, splits, the volume chart, the volatility chart, extended hours trades, and then trades that you may have made on the stock. As you can see, there are a couple of trades here that I made that are here on the screen. By clicking OK, I also can line up tooltips, which tell me on any day what the moving average, all the different studies that I've set up. So the 60 and 15-day moving average along with the 200-day moving average are all highlighted for me, along with the open, high, low, and close for the stock on that day. I have the ability to set up different studies by clicking on studies where it says show all and hitting select. By going into the chart studies window, I can choose for my upper study a number of studies and make alterations to them. If we chose, I've stuck with simple moving averages. We could certainly move to Bollinger Bands or Bollinger Bands if you prefer, because they form that channel which the security price is where it's likely to stay. And those of you, because I know that many of you are active stock traders, you may find this study helpful. Let's click add and add the Bollinger Bands. The upper band is coming up with a green number or green color. I think we'd want to move these over to the red, and we can leave it blue. So now our study parameters are set. I'm going to save my study, and my Bollinger Bands have now added C35. What do you mean? 35 the price? It's right here. Is that the question? Lawrence's question is, I don't know how to scroll the chart screen if I wanted to see 35. Well, it's between 36 and 34. Is that what we're talking about? Okay, 55. Yeah, that would be an issue. Let's click on the display. I'm going to expand the bars. Yeah, you're not going to be able to get up to 55 since the stock hasn't been there for a while. I do apologize for that. But I have, this is that's the way to expand the screen for us. At any rate, this is the there is a way, and let me show you this. And I want to try to answer Lawrence's question. I'm going to turn off a couple of these screens. Okay, we'll turn off the volatility chart and the volume chart, and we'll click OK. And they've gone away. Down here, I can move that screen lower, but that still doesn't get me what you're looking for. So the answer is no to how flexible moving things up can be. Sorry about that. I'm going to work on that answer. If you want to send me an email, I'll try to work on an answer for you. There might be a solution. One of my techies can give me one. Nice thing about being a small company is that the developers are in the next room, and so I always have the ability to get at them. Mr. Lenny, just forward me an email, and I'll be happy to answer that question if possible. All right, so here's the chart screen. Were there any questions about the chart screen? We have the ability to trade from the chart in two places. I can trade here by clicking on these buy and sell arrows, and now I have Microsoft on the screen. Here's my order ticket real quickly. I can also click using my hot ticket. I can keep this exposed the whole time. So at any time that Microsoft hits a target that I'd like to buy, I could have the chart open and click buy and bypass the order ticket, go straight into the market. So the quick trade functionality on the hot ticket keeps you queued up and ready to trade at all times. So this is we're still in the trading tab, and one second. Okay, so we're still in the trading tab. I want to move over to the option chain. Now on the option chain, as you'll note across the top here, we've got the functionality for call put on the screen. I've kept my option chain relatively clean. I want to show you how easy it is to add columns, ideas to the categories to the column. I'm only looking at 12 strikes. I can look at every one of the Microsoft strikes if I'd like. However, that does expand the screen a little too much. I think 12 strikes might be sufficient for what I normally do. If you'd like to place some custom order, you've got some other idea that falls beyond our standards of of 4, 6, 8, 10, or 12. You can certainly plug that in. Now you can circle 4111 here, and that would be sufficient for you. Now you can also set your options up in a descending manner or an ascending manner. I like it this way. This kind of reminds me of the trading floor. Calls on the left, puts on the right, the low strikes at the bottom, high strikes at the top. You'll also notice that there are the dates that are specific. These are Friday dates that are not part of the traditional, and I'm a traditionalist, option cycle, where Microsoft used to trade and expire monthly before it began, before weekly options came into existence. So that date is not June 14th. We don't have an expiration on June 13th and 14th this weekend. This is the options that expire next Friday, and they are the traditional monthly series and options. So this is the third Friday of the month. You'll notice that for July, August, September, October, etc. Everywhere where there is simply the year, and when you get to January, it becomes January 15, which is January 2015. Where's the time going? The option chain is full of information. If you want to put more information on the screen, things like open interest, I have delta showing. Perhaps you'd like to also see gamma, another one of the Greeks, or the standard, you know, the probability of an in-the-money expiration. We can put that there too and add and save, and those items will pop into the screen that quickly. So you're adding data to the screen or removing it with an eye blink. I like to keep bids next to the left-hand margin and bid ask last. That's the way I set mine up. If you were different, if you wanted different information there, different order, all you have to do is clutch it at the top and move it over. I just moved delta into the position where I had volume. One of the nicest tools that we have on the platform are the thumbnail studies. By clicking this expansion tab right here, I can see the expanded quote, and maybe let's pick a better option. That's the Microsoft's around 41. Let's look at the at-the-money option. So we're going to expand that, get a dialog box, the quote. That's a detailed quote for a Microsoft June 41 calls. The time and sales for this option is kind of active today. Looks like well over 1,000, maybe 100,000 traded today. I can't tell exactly. The depth view, where all exchanges kind of compete for order flow from the marketplace, from brokerage, and so this shows you that it doesn't always line up exactly, but when it does line up, you can't be sure how big that commitment is on that specialist part or how many customer orders are there. You can see here the CBOE has like the biggest size on the bid. That probably means that it's got some customer orders waiting to pay 44. Just a guess of mine. Now, over here, two pretty neat tools. The risk profile, which is what I mentioned to you before, is you run your cursor along that risk profile, along that graph. The underlying price is displayed at various price points wherever you stop. And the theoretical price for the option then is displayed. That's our base, our guess as to where that option would be trading at that price displayed of the underlying security. If the option had expired at that price, this was, it expired at this exact minute, 40.91 was the underlying price, the option wouldn't be worth anything. You'd have lost $44 if you bought the option right there, 44, right? So, also on the risk profile, you'll see this dotted line that will move during the course of the day because that's the price of the underlying security. It's kind of a newer feature that we have. You can click on the risk profile. You can make it a little bigger. I want to make it a little even bigger for you. So this is what I'm talking about. You scroll along, and the prices change. Yeah, I'm not in charge of the sound today, Anthony, but I'm going to send you over to the host, and we'll see if they can help you. Here you go. And so here you can move along anywhere on the risk profile and see what that theoretical price is. Now, where do we come up with these theoretical prices? We just pull them out of Dr. J's ponytail? I hope not. That wouldn't be right. We have right next to it, this grid is the risk metrics, which is what the next presentation is going to be about. So we're getting near the end of my allotted time here. I want to show you what the risk metrics are. Delta, gamma, theta, vega, rho are risk metrics that help you define pricing for option. These are the components of option pricing. Now, sometimes, and this is kind of a cheat sheet for you, sometimes Greek doesn't cut it for me. I can't think about it, so I move it over into English. And so by changing it into English, we're saying the delta, which is a measure of price sensitivity, likes higher prices. So it'll change. This particular option should change 55 cents for every $1 move in the stock. Delta itself will change based on gamma. The gamma number for this option is 37 cents. By going over to English, we'll see that price sensitivity, which is delta, grows with higher prices. for 37 cents for every $1 change. So this is a pretty high risk metric. This is an option that could change in price quickly, and that is probably accounts for its volume today. Time decay is theta. On the Greek side of the grid, vega is always a negative number, and this is negative 0.2 because as time passes, your option will lose some premium, some aspect of its premium. And most, options don't like time passing. So time decay will, you'll lose 2 cents per day as you get closer to expiration. And this number will increase the closer to expiration that you get. Although this option expires next Friday, that might be, it might begin to change more drastically this week. The volatility sensitivity, well, that's your vega number. And according to vega, this option likes higher implied volatility. We like volatility when we're options traders. Whether you like it or not, you're taking advantage of volatility in pricing, right? So the option itself likes higher implied volatility. It will change 3 cents for every 1% change in volatility. And interest sensitivity is rho, the last of the components. It likes higher interest rates. The price of the option should change a penny for every 1% change in interest rates. So these are the risk metrics, and they help you they help us define this risk profile. Quickly, I want to show you the Strategy Seek tool, and you'll have to examine this on your own. Now, everybody that opens a tradeMONSTER account has access to a paper trading platform, so you would be able to play with things, although not the strategy tool, but most of the other tools are available to you in paper trade, so that you can get used to using the tools, not set up a portfolio and manage it forever. We like it when people do that. We're flattered, in fact. However, our idea is that paper trade will allow you to get to know the trading platform and then become a trader. In fact, we've named our trading series Invest Like a Monster and I Want to Be a Trader. So we like to have you trade. So using this, you'll remember that I left the chart on the chart screen in line chart format. So I'm going to move it over to candles because it's easier to read here. So this is historical pricing on the left, and this is the future on the right. So by scrolling through here, you'll be able to see the probabilities that on a given date, wherever you land, what the probability is that that Microsoft will land like greater than or equal to that price. So there's a lot of thought, and it's a very sensitive tool. You can change the day. Now we have earnings here, so we probably don't want to, I don't know how long you want to go with stock. You know that it's going to drop there. So let's just leave that in place. Or maybe we can go deeper. Let's go deeper. Now, so where am I at? This is August 9th, 2014. There's a 45% chance that the price of Microsoft will be less than, that's a less than, isn't it? Greater than 41.73. 41.73. Let me move that price a little higher. I like that price to be a little higher, of course. So there's a 15% chance it'll get to 43. So maybe we won't go quite so high. We'll stay here. All right, 50% chance of stock there at expiration. I'm just trying to make sure that I can show you how this works. So once we've plugged in an volatility forecast, you can use the current IV, the 30-day, the 52-week, low or high, or plug in your own number. You can also set this into a mode where you're looking for a range of prices. For this, you think the stock will end up in a range of prices, or outside the range of prices. All right, but we'll leave it where it's going to hit the price that I've picked out here. once I've made all these changes, given a date that I want where I expect my stock move to occur, what I think the volatility forecast is going to be, I like the probability that I have, and the price. So now I'm going to move on to priorities. I own some Microsoft in this account. It's a demo account, but the account has Microsoft. So I might be thinking in terms of safety because I don't want to lose value in the stock that we have already. Probability would maximize my odds of profitability, would put me into very conservative, give me a very conservative lean if I move that up into the first position and move safety down. However, if I really wanted to be speculative here, I want to maximize my market gain, or even maximize my return by my potential percentage market gain. I would move those risk preferences to the top, and I can click show strategies, and here they are. I have a put diagonal, a call diagonal, and a vertical spread. I can include my existing positions, and now that's just gone and added. There's calls, there is and stock in the account. So maybe I'll include those, and we'll see what they give me. So here's a custom spread that the strategy seek created for me. If I want to analyze that trade, it's giving me my maximum profit at expiration. I could make up to $3,900 on this, and I have a 32% probability that I'll make that profit. My maximum loss is a lot worse, though, but it's not giving me a probability number for that maximum loss. Some observers have told me that this should be on the top. At any rate, I might just create this order. Simply by clicking on that button, I now have 2 opening trades of 20 lots and a 10 lot of the Microsoft Jan 15 spread. Now I have a 20 lot spread in here because in my preset trade quantities, I said I would trade 20 contracts on a spread. If I said I would only trade 5, the trade might look differently. Well, it didn't pick that up. All right, so I'm going to close that. Let me scramble this again. At any rate, I guess I got ahead of myself there. So I'm going to create this order. Now, once I'm in the order, I have the ability to do a couple things. I can still edit this spread. So say I'd like to take that 10 lot out of there. I simply do that. Now I have a different spread. I have the spread that I probably really should have taken a look at. This call spread. So I'm going to create that order. And here I have the ability to set up a limit price, a market price, a stop, or a stop limit. You can't set up stop orders for spreads on our trading platform. You can also set up a quote trigger. So this is what we're referring to. If you could tie this option trade to the price of a stock, an index, I could move SPX into that window. The metric that we're talking about here is it trades 2 times the last, 2 times at the same, at this following this direction or that price and that price. If the last is greater than or equal to that price, if the bid is greater than or equal to that price, or less than or equal to that price. So if any of this, if I fill in the blanks on this and then send my order when this quote condition is satisfied, I've now tied my Microsoft spread to some action in the SPX, and that's fairly well. You could tie it to another stop. So there's a number of ways to place your order when you're not at your platform. You're thinking you don't want to buy this unless the something that you're following goes through a certain price. So our order ticket is very cool, and it gives you the ability to set orders that when you're not around. I want to edit this so that I can show you the other one more tool about how to create that exit plan order. So okay, so on a single leg order, we have the ability here to set up that bracketed order. If you own a position that you'd like to hold on to, or you were short a position that you wanted to cover, or owned a position that you wanted to get out of, you could click and find your limit price that's your target and put that in. Say you want to make $1, let's say $1.25 on this option. You owned it for a while. If it gets to $1.25 today while you're at work, you'd get out of it. But you don't want to lose any money on it. Last night the option closed $90.95, and you might set up a stop at 80 or 85. You can set up a stop trigger, so if that option traded at 85 or lower, it would become a market order. You'd be closed out. You'd lose a nickel, perhaps just a tad more while the option filled. You can utilize a bracket stop limit order, so you could stop trigger yourself at 85 and then offer that contract. You know, the contract's at 85. This guarantees your price. You won't sell it lower than 85. You won't chase the market, but you may not get out at all. So that's your, this is the bracket order that assists you with setting up an exit plan to close your positions. I see Greg McDermott's checked in. I'm very happy to be on the panel with him today, but I don't want to eat into his time. Greg, I'm willing to turn over the controls to you. I'd like to thank everybody. I put my I'm going to put my email address in the window. If anybody needs anything and you want to follow up with me at tradeMONSTER, please do. And don't ask Fausto anything about me on Monday after we've been in Las Vegas together. That's all I know. No stories. Thanks again. You've been a great crowd. Your questions are very helpful, and I'm very happy to have been here.